Monday the 16th. We're learning today. We're learning about new things today. My job today is to go to Shenandoah, Iowa. There's apparently a tank that's leaking. It's a slow leak, but they want the tanks pumped down. Now, I've had to do a lot of investigations this morning to try to figure out what the fuck I'm doing. What's the stuff? Where's it at? How much is it? Is it thick? Is it thin? They call it sludge. I do not like it when it's called sludge. Sludge can mean many different things. Sorry. I hope my fucking headset doesn't die. It'll let me know before it dies. If I leave it, I can't have my coffee next to my charging cable because my charging cable gets hit, and then it's going to turn on my fucking Bluetooth deal, and then you're gonna have horrible audio for the rest of the episode that I won't know. I won't know if it's horrible or not. But I can tell right now it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. Yeah. Anyways, we're headed up to Shenandoah, Iowa. You know, I was on the schedule to do this last week, but that went out the window. I'm hauling a tanker today, boys. I got a 5,500 gallon tanker strapped to a Kenworth T880. You know, that seems to be the truck of choice by our company. Is Kenworth T880. We have a lot of them. We like them. They're pretty reliable. A couple of them are a little fucked up, but they're doing all right. We got a full tank of fuel and diesel exhaust fluid, so we're rolling. We're doing good. I just spent the last hour and a half trying to figure out what the fuck I'm doing. And because I had no information whatsoever, none. I'm like, hey, where the fuck am I going? Just Shenandoah, Iowa? Where in Shenandoah, Iowa? It's not a big place, but I don't want to waste my time running around all town trying to figure out and asking every single person I see, what the fuck? Where do I go? What's going on? But I think we got it figured out. I have a slight air leak on my tank. It's one of the fittings for the emergency shutoff valve. I think it's going to be okay. I just shut it off and it doesn't leak. And then I'm going to have to open that to turn on the tanker to run the vacuum pump. And then I'll just shut it off on my way back down. And it should be fine, I hope. Hopefully. I don't fucking know. We'll find out. I just don't want to get pulled into a scale and then be like, what the hell's that hissing? Don't worry about it. It's nothing for you guys to worry about. But none of this is hazardous waste. It's just wastewater is what they say. They say, oh, just wastewater. I'm like, okay, so the only thing you put into these tanks is water. Clean, fresh water that turned to sludge somehow. But yeah. I'm like, okay. That doesn't sound right at all. But whatever. Damn, buddy. Y'all fucking quit hogging my damn lane over here. Let me onto the fucking highway, you bitch-ass fucking Dodge Charger. Had a nice long weekend. Not really. I had to work on Saturday. It fucking blew ball sacks. It sucked. I did not like to do that. I did not want to work on Saturday. I technically volunteered, but I was also just kind of thrust upon the schedule for that. Whatever. I need the money. I'm not going to turn it down. Sure, had a nice slow week. You know, I think 4 or 4:30 was the latest I worked all week long. But I did start at 6:30 a couple of days, so I don't know. But I didn't get a lot of hours like I normally would, so another, what was that, 6:30 to 4? No, they just did it from 7 to 4. So another 9 hours on top of my already worked week, which was over 40 hours. It was like 45, so um, got me up to where I needed to be. Just to give me that little extra bit of money that I'll be receiving on Thursday. Hell fucking yeah. Hell yeah. I got shit to buy, boys. I am very upset. I feel like a failure because I got off of work on Saturday and in my mind, I don't feel like a failure for this. So hold on. I feel like a failure on Sunday, but Saturday I worked all day. Friday morning I actually crinked my fucking neck. My neck has not felt worse in years. Um, really hurt my neck, and it was doing something fucking completely dumb. I had a blanket that I draped over my head, and I spread my hands out to widen it up so I could throw it onto the couch. And somewhere in that process, I pulled a muscle in the back of my neck, and it fucking hurt all Friday, all Saturday. So, but I got off work on Saturday, and then my wife texted me. She said, "Hey, we just got to your grandpa's 80th birthday party. Were you coming?" I'm like, "Oh, I thought that was at noon." I told my wife, I was like, "You better make sure the kids are there." I thought it was at noon. I thought it was going to be noon to 3 or something like that, and I was not going to be able to even go to it. Not that I didn't want to go. I would definitely go to it, but I thought I was going to miss it, and I was going to have the rest of Saturday to go home and work on truck, possibly. No, so I went over there, hung out there for, I don't know, a while, and then I finally got home, but it was too dark. I didn't feel like working on the truck. Also, Friday after work, my neck hurt, but I said to myself, I said, I have to work tomorrow. I'm going to relax tonight. I'm going to watch a couple of movies. I think I recorded an episode. Did I? I don't fucking know. I think I posted one on Saturday. Or no, I didn't post. I posted one today, which is Monday, from Saturday. So I already talked about some of this stuff. I'm a little fucking scatterbrained today. I don't know. But now my lower back fucking hurts. The pain has lowered to my lower back. Now I feel like an old man every time I get up and down. I've felt great for a long time. And I'm contributing all of that good feeling to the carnivore diet. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm saying. But now I feel like shit, and I've still been doing the carnivore diet. So I don't know, but something I did really fucked up my back, and it's just a little tight, a little sore. I think bouncing around in this truck all the way up to Iowa is going to really help out, and then plus carrying hose, which I forgot to grab. I think I have plenty of hose. We're gonna just say I have plenty of hose. We're gonna say I have plenty of hose. What are those, 30-footers? I got plenty of hose. I'm gonna be okay. Fuck, I forgot to fucking check the hoses. I've got hoses, that's for sure. I want to use 2-inch. 2-inch is way easier to manhandle around and shit. So I would love to just run some 2-inch. I'm gonna have to go in there, look at the product, and see if 2-inch is even gonna fucking pull it. I mean, it'll pull it, but it'll do it super slow if it's super sludgy, you know? But if I use the 3-inch and drop it down in the hole, I think I'd be better off. I might as well just set it up with 3-inch to begin with. And technically, once I get set up, it's only going to take about 15, 20 minutes to get loaded completely. And then I can leave. Then I don't have to be there anymore. I can turn around, I can leave, I got to take it all the way back down here to Kansas City. I got a place to drop it off at. I get to see a guy I haven't seen in a few months. I haven't been over to this disposal facility in a while, so I'm excited to go over there and say, "Hey, bud." He drives a Jeep. He doesn't do the ducts. He does not do the ducts on the windshield, on the dash, whatever the fuck. But he does take the top off and the doors off all the time. He's got it lifted up on some big tires and all kinds of little gadgets and shit. The fucking Jeep queers fucking put it on their shit. It's cool stuff, but it's just like, you guys are fucking gay. Mainly, I talk so much shit because I look up to you guys. You know, you can take your doors off whenever you want. You can take the roof off whenever you want. You got the little ducks. I want a duck. Okay? I'm jealous. That's why I'm talking shit on you guys. Fucking queer boys. Give me a duck. God damn it. I'll put a duck in my truck, drive around, and then the Jeep guys are going to look at me like I'm a fucking poser. I'll take the doors off of my 79, drive it around town. But stick my little flip-flop out the fucking door. Try to touch the ground a little bit. Fucking, those guys are so lucky to drive those Jeeps. You know, they pop over to Starbucks or something, and they just get their fried chai latte or whatever the fuck they're called, and just cruise around. They're like, I'll trade you my Donald Duck for your fucking Batman Duck. You know, they just trade them around. And the one guy's like, I don't want to trade you my Batman Duck. I just got that one 3 ducks ago, and I haven't got used to it yet. I want to keep it in my truck or my Jeep. They might call them truck. All right, we're recording again, but I need to make another phone call because I got a phone call from a guy. So hold on. Okay, well, now I have to edit this damn recording. Okay, it's all right. It's all right. So if somebody calls me, it'll just pause the recording as soon as it starts ringing. But if I call somebody, it cuts the recording and saves it and all kinds of shit. So I guess I'm gonna have to edit this. Not a big deal. They kind of soothed over some of my concerns on this job. I don't know what I was concerned about, really. I was mainly concerned because it's like, all right, am I going to have to climb on the top of some of these fucking tanks by myself with a 3-inch goddamn hose and run the truck, make sure the truck's good, have plenty of hose ran in there. Nobody's going to hold my ladder. I'm going to fall. I'm going to die. I'm going to get into the sludge. I'm going to swim around. I'm going to drown. I'm going to eat it. I don't want to do that. I don't want to die today. Not today. I got a square body to work on. But no, I think back on to what I was talking about, which I'm not even sure what the fuck it was. I cannot remember 5 seconds ago. I'll remember fucking 2 months ago, but I won't remember 5 minutes ago. It's just weird. But I feel like I do have a pretty good memory. Like I can remember stuff. Not according to my wife. Because everything she says to me, I don't know, something about her, it just goes, I'm like, the voice inside my head when she's talking to me is, she will remind you. She will remind you. She will want to remind you. Don't worry about listening to it now. She'll remind you later on. But other than that, I have a pretty good memory, I think. Maybe I don't. Oh well. Anyways. Had a good weekend. I had to go to my grandfather's 80th birthday, which is great. I wanted to go to it. I thought I was going to miss it, but it ended up happening. So I went over there, hung out, saw a bunch of family. The kids were running around, squirt guns, jumping on trampoline, running downstairs, playing in the box house. They bought a new washer and dryer, and they turned them boxes into a little house, and the kids just could not get enough of it. My son really wanted to tear it down, and I'm like, don't tear it down. Don't tear it down. Just play with it the way it is. And then he tore down part of it, and we're like, all right, no more playing in the boxes for you. Because the other little kids, my daughter and this other little girl that was there, were just being the sweetest little girls ever. Just running around, playing house, playing cooking, whatever they were doing. Had a good time. Then we left there. It was a little bit too late. So I just got home, and I just kind of hung out, and I was like, you know what? I got all tomorrow. My wife's like, I'm going to the Chiefs game, remember? I'm like, oh, fuck. Shit. She's like, yeah, I'm leaving at like 8 in the morning, and I won't be back until after the game, and the game It's supposed to go until like 6 or 7. I don't fucking know. And then she went to dinner afterwards with her family also. So I'm glad she had a great time. She went out. She got to see a game. She liked. I don't know. She likes the atmosphere of a football. So I don't know if she actually likes football, or if she just likes the atmosphere and going to games, going to events, hanging out, doing stuff. I'm not that guy. I don't want to go. There are too many people. Somebody's gonna. I don't know. I don't know what it is. There's gonna be drunkards. They're like, you're in the wrong seat. And I'm like, this says it on my ticket. This is the right seat. And they're like, well, my ticket says this. And I'm like, I know you're drunk. The seat's over there. I just don't want to have to deal with that. I don't like going there. $15 for a bottle of water. $25 for a goddamn hot dog that's fucking been sat on already. Don't need that. Don't want it. Don't want to go. Don't care. You could see better on the TV, which she informed me when she got back last night. I was like, so how did it go? Let me know everything. Girl, you tell me what happened. Did you see Taylor Swift? She's like, I did, but like the windows, there's like 7 panes of windows, and like they have that black strip in between the windows. She was standing right behind that, so I couldn't see her that well. I'm like, oh, dang. Dang, girl. I'm so sorry. She's like, but she did lean over a couple of times, and I saw her face. I'm like, oh, good. Goodness. She's like, we got there, we tailgated. They tailgated on the complete opposite side of the stadium from where they were sitting, because that's where, I don't know, the people they hang out with, her family, they have season tickets and everything. I guess they hang out over on that side, because that's a good place to tailgate. I'm not sure. And then they walked a long way, all the way through the stadium. They got to their seats. The sun was directly beaming on them for a long time. So they went up to the bar inside of the stadium and got a table, and they watched the first half of the game at the bar on the TVs. And she was complaining that there was 7 TVs in the bar, and only 2 of them were playing the game. And she was super appalled. And I don't know if you guys are feeling the same way I feel. I'm like, yeah, why would they broadcast the game that's right over there? She said, because we're sitting at the bar and we want to know what's going on. I'm like, they had it on 2 TVs. She's like, yeah, well, it was too sunny. I'm like, okay, well, who are you going to blame for the sun, babe? Who are you going to blame for the sun? Because guess what? The game is going on over there. She's like, we spent $400 on tickets. Oh, I mean, she didn't. Her parents did or whatever. The season tickets come out to about $400 a piece, I guess. I don't know how all it works. I'm just making it up right now. But she did say something about $400 seats, something like that. And I'm like, yeah, you paid $400 to go watch the game with your physical eyeballs in a seat. And you spent half of the game watching it on a TV in a bar with overpriced drinks, packed. Because I guess everybody on that side of the stadium went to the bars to watch the game on the TVs, which is just like, it was too sunny. It was too sunny. Like, okay, well, I don't know what to tell you. I have no idea what to tell you. I was like, I don't agree with any of that. I think most people I talk to would not agree with you watching the game at the bar at the Chiefs Stadium when you can just go down and sit in your seat and watch it for real. She said the reason was because it was a nationally televised game and they wanted the stadium to be packed, so they only put it on 2 TVs. Again, doesn't make a lot of sense, but whatever. So they sat there and they watched golf, hockey, and the football, sitting in the bar. I'm like, you could do that at home. You could do that at home and mix your own drinks. You could have done that at their house. You could have done it at a sports bar around town. Well, whatever. She did watching the second half from her seat, dying of heat. Apparently, I don't know. And then they went out for Chinese afterwards, and so me and the kids hung out all day at the house. I made them breakfast. I made them French toast, delicious French toast. I didn't try any of it. Some of the egg came off of one of the breads, and I ate that, a little piece of egg with the sugary cinnamon and all that good stuff on it. It was delicious. I made some extra sugary cinnamon to sprinkle on it after it was done, and then I cut it into strips and covered it. Oh, and I also fried it. I put some syrup in the pan and fried it with that, and so it was like super fucking. I never made better French toast in my life. Kids did not want to eat it. They didn't want to eat it. One of them didn't even want to try it. I felt so ashamed. Felt so let down. So then I don't know. We hung out all day, just playing. Son's playing video games. I'm watching TV. I want to go outside. I mean, it is hot outside, but it wouldn't have mattered too much to me. But the kids, and trying to watch them and everything. We just stayed inside all day. Then I made them smash burgers for lunch. They took 5 bites. They said it was the best thing they've ever had, and they quit eating. They didn't eat like any of it. But I made actual smash burgers. Usually, I would say I make smash burgers, and I have that burger press, and I push down on them, but I don't get them thin enough. So this time, I made smaller meatballs that were seasoned up deliciously, and then I smashed it as hard as I could fucking smash it, and they turned out to be perfect steak burgers, like Freddy's or I don't know. There's a Johnny Ray's, which is like a little burger joint around town, and they make really good smash burgers too. They're easy to overcook, so you got to be careful. But anyways, yeah, made some smash burgers with grilled buns, and I made a mayo ketchup mixture to put on there. And then melted cheese on there. Oh, man, those looked fucking amazing. And I also had 3 myself, but just 3 patties. It was 1 pound of meat. I made 5 patties. And mine were really good. I liked that when I smashed them down, it made it big enough to fit the bun. And so I was like, this is better than any McDonald's burger you guys are going to get. But, again, they loved it. They just weren't that hungry. Then they proceed. We played video games, and they both started jumping off of the rocking chair in the living room. And one of them busted their forehead on the fucking windowsill. The other one skinned his knees on the carpet or got carpet burn. I don't fucking know. They're going nuts, and they're both over there just like dying in agony. I'm like, what the hell y'all doing? Get up! Quit crying! Y'all should be taking a nap by now, but they didn't. I don't make them take a nap. But they ate pretty good. They did all right. We had a really good time. A lot of cuddling, watching movies, just hanging out on the couch. It was a nice time. They actually watched the movies with me. Usually I turn on a movie that I think they're gonna want to watch, and they don't watch it at all. I thought about putting on the Tomorrow War or whatever that movie is with what's his name. Tom Cruise. The Tom Cruise future war movie. But I didn't put that on. I think my son would have loved it, but I didn't put it on. I don't know. You remember what we watched? We watched the Lego movie. We watched Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs #2, and then some other movies. I don't know. But we had a good time. It was a good daddy hang out with the kids day. It was a lot of fun. I was really upset that my wife didn't come home as soon as she could. I wasn't upset, but I was just like, I understand. She wants to go out and hang out. That's fine. I really would like to I would like to do something that I want to do today. I'd like to get a little bit more done on my project truck. Because now that I wasted this entire weekend and I had no time to work on it, now I have to do it after work. So every day I get off of work, I'm going to have to go over there and work on it, until it gets dark, which I only have like a couple of hours before it gets too dark. It's ridiculous. It's getting darker sooner, y'all. We're coming into fall. So, I don't know. If I get off at work in time today, I'll go over there. I can try to mess with it a little bit. Scale was closed, by the way. That's wonderful. Yeah, and with the truck, it needs to be daylight. I don't like working on it at nighttime. It needs to be daylight. I guess I could wire some stuff up at night, but it would be nice if it was daylight so I can get underneath the truck and actually see what I'm trying to do. I need to redo a lot of connectors. I need to measure out and take some wires to work to put different connectors on so I can run new grounds, run some new power wires, run some power wires straight, and I need to make it like a nice long loom. My buddy said it's not a good idea to bend those long wires, but I don't know. The big power wire that I have to an amp is super flexible, and it's a big, thick fucking wire. And I think that's going to be the wire that I'm going to use to go from the starter. I guess I'm going to go from the starter to inside the cab, and I'm going to have it a nice little loop so I can physically take the fuse box off of the wall. It's gonna have a mount of some sort. I'm gonna take it off of the wall so I can wire it up in my lap, sitting in the seat, and then run all my wires and stuff that I need to have run. And I think just having a lot of extra wires would be a good idea, and then fold it and zip tie it, and then stick it into a loom, and then that'll be good. But then if I ever need to do any major work, I can just cut a couple of zip ties and I can have it pulled out right to where I'm at, or have some sort of connectors there that I can just connect it to. Which I don't know. I have a bunch of connectors and stuff that came off of the square body. I just don't know if I want to use those. I'd rather use some newer connectors that I wire up new, that I know like the leads are going to be good and it's going to seal, with a little rubber seal and everything. And like, so everything from the dash, like all the switches, the gauges, all that will go into a big connector that then distributes it later into the... Well, you fucking fuckheads. Sorry, RV. Fucking fuckheads wouldn't get out of my goddamn way because they're little bitches. Talking to you, Dodge. Yes, and then for dinner, Sunday night, I was thinking about doing a DoorDash just for the kids. They like to have, I wanted to make yesterday's special. I wanted to make them all special stuff. Instead of just throwing fucking chicken nuggets in the air fryer, I wanted to make some nice stuff. So I made them French toast. I made them smash burgers and French fries. And then I made them, for dinner, I made steak. I was thinking about doing DoorDash and getting some Culvers brought in. But I decided not to. Mainly, also a good idea because I did not have my wallet. I left my wallet at the shop on Saturday when I swapped out my dirty ass jeans for a new clean pair of jeans, and I was like, shit. But I got to work extra early. I got there about 15-20 minutes early. I had to do some paperwork, and then I knew I had to go into the laundry area and dig through the pile of dirty jeans to find mine that had my wallet in it still. So yeah, I made steak. I made 2 strips. They're like 1.5 inches thick. Fucking delicious. They were frozen, but I got them. They're good. They were really good. Fried 2 of them up. So I made my daughter She really wanted. I didn't want to make her. I planned on making her half a steak and my son half a steak and then me a whole steak. But she really wanted. She would not let me close the fucking freezer without taking out the miniature corn dogs. She really wanted corn dogs. So whatever. She just wanted them on a stick. So I found a little stick, a little skewer stick, and shoved it in one of. I was like, "There you go. It's on a stick." She loved it. It was wonderful. Uh, my son ate an entire fucking steak. I could not believe it. I ate my steak. He ate his steak faster than I ate my steak, mainly because I had to go over there and chop his up because he kept trying to. I cut it into strips. I said, just take a bite off of that strip. Grab it with your fork and just take a little bite off of it. Don't try to eat that whole thing. He kept trying to eat the whole fucking thing. He's over there like damn near choking. I'm like, hey, fucking relax. I said, take a little bite. He's like, you can't. I'm like, fuck. All right. So I spent my time chopping his steak up. He ended up eating his steak faster than I ate my steak, which is impossible. And we shared a tub of cottage cheese, and we both had mason jars. Me and him, he loved matching daddy, so we were eating together, and he loved that fucking steak. It was so good. And my daughter, she got wind of it. She wanted some, so I gave her some of mine, some of his. Tried to split it up nice and evenly. And then we played. I don't think he played games all day. I didn't play any games at all. I just watched TV, YouTube, Facebook, shit like that. But then we did. Daughter was adamant about painting a picture for mommy since she was gone. So brought out some paint and brushes, and she, did her little painting for mom. And me and my son, we played Fortnite. And we lost. We were the first ones out on the first 2 rounds. And then the last and third round, we were a trio team because my brother got on. So we placed third basically, or not. Well, I placed third. I don't know. I think I got the last kill, or I was the last one killed of our team. So we placed third, mainly because I was struggling. I was running behind, but I got them Black Panther hands, Black Panther gloves. And I love those gloves. Those are easy to kill people. They're trying to run around and shoot you, and you're just all around them, fucking slashing them. I was like, that's awesome. These motherfuckers go slow as shit up the hill. They're in cars. There's a car and like a little van. I mean, a van could be heavy, I guess, but they go slow as fuck up the hill. And then I pass them, and then they can't go fast downhill. They start going fast downhill, and I'm like, hey, no, just let me get around you. I am not hitting my brakes on an uphill run, you motherfucker. 13 miles, stay on I-29 north. I'm trying to think, there's something else that happened that I was wanting to talk about, but I didn't talk about it, and I don't remember what it was. Oh, and then my wife got home last night. She said there was another attempted assassination of Trump. I'm like, what? So I get on there and I look, and I guess I don't know if he shot at Trump or he just shot at something. I don't know, but there's a guy that was at the golf course while Trump was there apparently, and was trying to get some shots off on him, and he ran, and they tracked him down, and they arrested him, and now he just fucked his whole life over. Good job, dumbass. Man, I don't know. It's like, part of me is kind of surprised it took this long for another attempt. But I'm also surprised that there's another attempt. It's like, you're not going to do it. You can't do it. Stop trying. It's not going to work. And his security just gets tougher and tougher with every time. And it's probably making his life a fucking living hell. Is that your fucking plan? Is just to make his life a living hell? Like, everywhere he goes, they need to send in a crew to fucking check it out, make sure it's going to be safe before he goes there. But, I mean, if that's what it takes, that's what it takes. Fuck, put that guy in a bubble. I don't know. So, that's interesting. I did play my video game a little bit Friday night, I think. I probably talked about it in the last episode, but whatever. I don't know. There's not really much to talk about. It's a video game. I played it. What? The giveaway is over already. I mean, it was over last episode, but it's definitely over now. It's over now. It ain't going on no more. Thank you for the entries. Those, once I get the design laid out, get the t-shirts ordered, get them made, I will get them sent out. So don't expect them to be coming immediately. I'm going to do my best to get them out in a timely manner. But and it's also going to, see, the design isn't finished because I told you guys I would have a name change for the podcast, and I have not changed the name quite yet. I wonder if I'll have it changed by the time this episode comes out. I'm not sure. I'm going to need time to sit. I totally blanked on the podcast and all that shit at home because I had plenty of time to sit there and do whatever I wanted to, but I need to get on the computer on the website to change the name of the podcast, and I still don't even know what name I want to put on there. I was thinking just Kletus Ray, but I don't know that. If I put that name on the front of your shirts, people are going to think that's your name. So I don't know if I don't know. I don't know what I want to do. I guess going back to the name Kletus, because I want to include Kletus in it, and I need to get a picture, and change the picture of the podcast also. But the name Kletus Ray it came about when I was working at the lumber yard as a forklift operator. People thought I was Amish. I don't know how that goes into it, but people said I was Amish because I like to run a long beard, no mustache. I don't like the mustache. I like just the beard, and it makes me look Amish. And it's kind of, I don't know, I still do it to this day. And I don't know, some people would call me Jebediah. But somehow the name Kletus got in there, and my name is turned into Kletus Ray. And then I'm the one that came up with the last name. I was like, but it's Kletus with a K. And they're like, Kletus with a K? I was like, yeah, Kletus with a K. And I'm like, oh, there's the last name. So instead of a Kletus, C-L-E-T-U-S, it's K-L-E-T-U-S. And Kletus Ray just goes together, and that's my middle name, just Ray. And then with the K is my alias last name. Because with W-Y-T-H-A-C-A, it does not pronounce right, but that I've got it wrote down so many different places. That's the way it is. It's with the K. With the K. I don't know. But it's Kletus Ray with K is my alias that I haven't really been going by for the podcast. I've just been going by Kevin Ray. But I feel much more comfortable when people call me Kletus. I'll tell you that right now. Not the wife. Don't call me Kletus. You call me Babe and nothing else. Babe, hun. Do not call me Kevin. But if you have to call me something, call me Kletus, please. I think it fits my personality. Anyways, so I'm looking for a name change. Looking for a name to slap on the side of my truck, and I guess I don't know. I could call it Kletus Ray Service, and then That'll just be the name of the podcast. That'll be the name on the side of the truck. That'll be everything, and I can get a nice little picture on the side of the truck and put it up on the on the podcast, and that'll be the picture. I was thinking about a picture of like my ass crack hanging out, leaning over the front end with the hood open, with a bunch of random shit laid around, and that'll be the picture. But I don't know. I don't know about all the ass crack. Might be a little bit too much, but probably just me leaning over working on the truck, because that's all I end up talking about on this fucking podcast. Truckers and others just doesn't work. I'm a trucker, yes. I like talking to truckers. I like talking about truck things. But others, who's the others? There's no others. Right here in my passenger seat's a fucking bag with all my shit in it. I can't really talk to it, even though I'm sitting here talking to it right now, basically. There's no others. I would like there to be others. There can be others on the new revamped. I thought I missed my fucking exit. Oh my god, my stomach just did a flip. But I did not miss. I did not miss it. I gotta go far up I-29. Well, at least all the way through St. Joe here. Where's my turn? I think I'm taking 75 or something. $71. Nope, not gonna take 71. It's gonna take me over to 59, I believe. Go through Craig and Fairfax, Tarkio, all the way up into Shenandoah. So I got a ways to go. I got a lot of I have not been keeping up with my podcasts at all. I've just been, I don't know. I had to train the guy on Thursday, and then on Friday I worked with the crew. We drove up to do that. I think that's what I was going to talk about. And I apologize if I've already talked about it. But they wanted us to come up and suck out these tanks. Up here in St. Joe, there was a business that needed some tanks, some sludge. I think what they do is they take those old totes, so those 300-gallon totes, they revamp the cages on them, and then they slice up the bladder bag that goes inside of it, and then they melt it down and they make new, with recycled material, new bladder bags for the recycled material. But luckily it's all the same color, so, and all the, I don't know, they just look brand new, which is awesome. Go there, it's a super clean facility, and they're like, hey, you guys have your 8-inch cam lock with you? I'm like, 8-inch cam lock? What the fuck are you talking about? And we go inside this building, and we look at the tank, and these motherfuckers, there's a big tank, and it's full of a liquid that we need to suck out. It's wastewater also, but it's got little plastic pieces in it or something. I'm not sure. Damn, we are fucking hauling ass down this highway. We are doing 10 over. I'm sorry I was in the fast lane, but I was passing somebody and I didn't want to pass them at 75. So they have a big tank full of whatever the fuck shit. It was apparently super sludgy, so they put some sort of additive into it to make it less sludgy. And then we came out because we sent a crew out there to do it beforehand, and they couldn't do it. So somebody sent an email somewhere along the line and told them that we need an 8-inch cam lock fitting for it. We don't have 8-inch cam lock hoses, so I don't know where this fucking came from. They were trying to do it with a 3-inch hose, and it wouldn't do it. It was clogging up, and I don't know. The deal is that The fitting coming off of the tank to where they want us to suck from is 4 inches. It's a 4-inch hole that comes out of the tank. It goes to a flange and a fucking valve. And then from that flange and valve, they put another flange, welded up, stepped it up 4 times to an 8-inch fucking cam lock fitting. So we go in there, it looks like something out of Dr. Seuss. I'm like, what the fuck is that? And they're like, where's the 8-inch hose? I'm like, we don't have 8-inch hoses. Plus, that makes no fucking sense. Does anybody not see how this doesn't make any sense? It's a 4-inch opening outside of the tank that goes into an 8-inch fitting. The most product that can come out of that tank is a 4-inch hole. The only way for an 8-inch hole to make sense is if the hole coming out of the tank is 8 inches or larger. Doesn't make any sense at all. No, I've never even seen a cam lock that big. They're usually Bauer fittings that are 8 inches or 8 to 12, I think. And the 12s are really fucking hard to fucking handle. But that makes no fucking sense, dude. What are you doing? They're like, well, you don't have the 8-inch line? Like, no. That sounds like something you got a special order. And if we do have one, you're talking 30 feet or more of 8-inch cam lock, which cam lock's got 2 cams on either side of the hose to lock it into place. An 8-inch, I'm thinking that needs 4 or 5 cam locks to really fucking seal that puppy on there. Makes no sense. And we're like, well, we have 3-inch hose with us, because that's all I was told to bring. I wasn't told to bring 4-inch. Also, the truck, the piping that goes into the truck, that's 4-inch also. So it sounds like we need a 4-inch fitting to the 4-inch truck and 4-inch hose. That's the maximum would even be effective for this. We can do 6-inch, but that has no effect. That adds no value whatsoever unless there's chunks of shit in there, but it's not chunks, it's sludge. That when we brought a power washer with us with a spinner tip and a long, like a 10-foot pole, and we were going to stick that in there and use that to slurry it up right at the entrance of the hole, just leave it on the whole time, and it'll slurry it up and it'll suck it into the truck, and as it's going into the truck, it'll break it down even more, and then it'll be in the truck, and then we're good to go. And then we have a 6-inch fitting for the output of the truck. So, and they wanted us to dump that into totes. They were going to bring over a bunch of tote bladders, and we're going to just remove the product from the tank and put it in these plastic totes, so then they can later on get rid of it in some way. I don't know. They kicked us off the property. Not really kicked us off, but they said, you guys have nothing. If you don't have the 8-inch line, we have nothing to do here. And I'm like, do you not understand how that makes no sense? Last time they didn't bring a pressure washer, and last time they only brought 2-inch hose. We have 3-inch hose, which is it doesn't sound like a lot, but it is a much bigger, stouter hose. And we have the pressure washer. We will get a ladder and we'll drape the hose over the top of the tank and suck it out. Everything will be fine. He said, no, if you don't have an 8-inch hose, we're not doing anything. And I'm like, okay. So trying to reason with these guys was insane. And I went over to him right before we left. I was like, hey, do you mind if I take some pictures of the situation going on here so I can show our boss and kind of explain why we're going home without doing anything? You just paid us an hour to drive up here, 2 hours to fuck around, and then another hour to drive home. So we got paid 4 hours for that job to do absolutely nothing. You wouldn't even let us attempt to try it our way. Whatever, dude. So that was just such a fucking mess. It was just like, what the fuck are you guys talking about? Um, yeah, and then I went back to the shop, and there wasn't much to do, and the boss was out at lunch. So I sat in there and I started up my paperwork because I had a lot of paperwork to do. I had a lot of stuff to figure out times for, stuff, stuff that I should have had done, I didn't get done. And then the boss showed up. I need you to grab a roll-off truck and go haul roll-off boxes from that levee project where they've been dumping all the dirt from all the drilling. They're done drilling for now, at least. So they want all the boxes returned, and they fucked every single one of these boxes that had a tarp roller, and little grabbers and straps and all kinds of good shit and bungee cords. Every single one of these boxes, all that shit was ripped off, completely ripped off, all fucked up. Those guys are gonna have to pay a lot of money to get all that shit replaced. Now, it can be replaced pretty easily, and it's a standard thing, but this is on like 20 roll-off boxes. 20 roll-off boxes, 20 tarps, 20 arms, 20 rollers, 60 straps, because that, and then, a box of bungees to hold down the flaps. I don't think they realize what they did when they fucked it all up. Like, we were just there to move the boxes. We had the boxes that I brought over there, I made sure that were rolled up nice and tight out of the way, and the guy still would fucking bounce into the fucking tarps and bend all the shit and fuck it all up. All the bows, there's 6 bows that go over each box to keep the tarp shape whenever you roll the tarp over, or else it'll just hang down into it. All the bows are gone or missing. None of the boxes used liners because these guys, they were fucking dumb. They're really fucking dumb. They're really not smart people. So they didn't put liners in there. And the mud that they were pulling from, it was like clay, and once it sticks to shit. So we should have had liners in all the boxes. I think part of the problem was nobody likes putting liners in boxes, and even if you do put a liner in a box, the wind will come and it'll blow it right off. But, I mean, anything delayed just on the bottom of those containers would have done wonders. Also, they decided to dump a bunch of fucking concrete into some of the boxes. So we had giant bricks, 800-pound blocks of fucking concrete that was in there also. Is fucking ridiculous. Damn, bumpy road. So I ended up, after I did paperwork and we failed on that job, I grabbed a roll-off truck and I went out and I hauled one roll-off to the dump. We tried to get it cleaned out. We ended up needing to get it scraped out with a backhoe. Luckily, they have a backhoe on standby there at the dump to scrape out containers just for this reason. Guy scraped me out. He's a really nice guy. I gave him a burrito one time. I don't know if he remembers me. Probably not. But I gave him a burrito. It's a Mexican guy. He looked like he'd been having a long day. I grabbed a cold bottle of water and a burrito because I was on the carnivore diet. And because I was like, I'm not going to eat this. And I took it over to him, and he seemed like a puppy that just got a bath, He was so excited. He was jumping around, happy as could be, tail wagging and everything. Because I like to take care of that guy. That poor guy, he's over there. He's got to run from this piece of equipment to that piece of equipment to the piece of truck, the truck, and take it down the hill and up the hill. And he's just a busy guy all day dealing with all this trash. I gave him something good. But that was a while back. But I'm still working off that, he's still working off that debt to me. I gave you water and a burrito once, remember? Take care of me. And he did. Then we got the container washed out, and then I took it back to the rental place, dropped it off, and went the fuck home. That was Friday, basically. I really would like to. It doesn't look like I'm going to get off early today. I mean, I could if everything goes as well as I think it's going to go. Could be off at a decent time today and go home and lay on my creeper and take some measurements, get some wires made up. Which I don't know. I'm going to look at what I have, and I'm going to see if I can tap into it, if I have, because I don't know. I'm thinking for some reason I need to have big fucking leads, but I also don't think I need to have big fucking leads, you know? I talked about taking wire, jumper cables, taking the wire off of jumper cables and using black wire for grounds all over the truck, everywhere I can do a nice ground. Just so, because I don't want I've seen them rolling down the road. You put your blinker on and all your lights start blinking and shit. Or just somebody's got their headlights on, they're driving down the road and they're fucking blinking. Looks like a loose connection. Also could be a loose connection of a bad ground. You know, the ground, they get dirty, corrosion, all kinds of shit on them. You know, I want to make sure I got nice, solid grounds on my truck. Clean that metal, put it on there, and then paint over it to try to keep out anything from corroding it too fast. Ground that truck, buddy. Be nice and good. Oh, got to redo the speaker wires. When I talk to my buddy, I'm going to just chop the RCA ends off there and just use the wire that I've already got run. And if it, for some reason, I really think it's not going to work good, I'll just pull the door panels off, redo it again. I'd like to pull the door panels off anyways, clean up a little bit. I was kind of in a rush on the passenger side door. I want to clean the door. I want to get my vacuum out and vacuum out the door because I don't want to shut my door and hear that one self-tapper fucking rattle around down there. I want to clean it out. Also to, you know, because the doors will collect moisture. And if there's dirt and shit in there, that's just going to hold that moisture for longer and rot out my doors. And I don't want my doors to get rotted out. So the doors are in really good shape. Not where I cut it. I also need to throw some paint on there where I cut it so the inside of the door ain't going to rust out. Not that it should, but clean everything up. Get everything nice, good looking. The driver door, the door handle, the open, is super loose. There's supposed to be a spring to keep that from flopping around that I think I found on the ground somewhere. So I need to either put that spring in there or retrofit the spring in there to make the driver door handle not flop around so it'll feel, the passenger door feels like a brand new door. It goes, you pull it and it goes clunk and it opens up, everything's great. The driver door is just like floppy and fucking rattly and shit. What else? Yeah, reroute the wires on the driver door because I found a better path on the passenger door to route the wires so the wires won't get hung up on the window components. Because that would suck if I'm rolling my window up and all of a sudden I have no speaker and something starts sparking. I'd be like, oh shit, something's not good. Something ain't good over there. But luckily, I have a big fucking power switch right there on the fucking dash. So if something ever starts sparking or whatever, I can just pop that fucking breaker. Maybe I'll put a breaker in there too, just so if something does arc out, it'll just pop a breaker, an inline breaker. So if something does end up arcing out, I don't have to rely on me to fucking get to it or even notice it. It'll just be arcing out and it'll blow that breaker. But I don't know if that's even a thing, you know. I'm sure that's a thing. I guess an inline fuse could also do the job. But I don't want to. I'd rather just have a pop-up breaker so I can get back on the road and doing my thing once I get the problem solved, rather than being like, fuck, I blew the fuse. Where's a paper clip? I need to jump this fuse connection so I can get home. Oh, boys. I do not plan on doing homoerotic things for Square Body Hood. I just want to make that clear. Do not quit sending me inquiries, because I've gotten a few emails from trans people asking me, they're like, I have a Square Body Hood in my backyard. I heard your podcast. Please fuck me in the ass for it. And I'm coming out here right now. I'm not going to respond to the emails. I'm responding here. You're going to hear it here first. That was a joke, okay? I'm not letting anybody fuck me in the ass, and I'm not fucking anybody in the ass for Square Body Hood unless it's my wife. Okay? I'm a faithful man. It was a joke. Just trying to make some people laugh. Yeah, my grandpa turned 80. He's a good guy. I've thought about doing a podcast with him. He wouldn't understand what the fuck is going on, but just have a record. Be like, hey, do you mind if I record this conversation? And if he says, yeah, I mind, then I won't do it. But if he says, no, sure, and I can just record a conversation with him, just talk to him about his life. He's had a wonderful, long, crazy life. Now he is an old man with a Corvette, a beautiful Chevy truck, and scooters. He likes to work on scooters. He likes the little scooters, Vespas and whatnot. He likes to fix them up, make them better, and drive them around. He says he drives one of them every single day. He ain't got much else going on. My grandpa Bill, he had showed up, which is kind of weird because he is my grandma's ex-husband. But both of my grandpas are the ex-husbands of her. She's a fucking nutcase. I love her, but she is insane. She's now engaged twice to the same guy, and I don't know. They might even be married by now. I have no idea. She has lost the marbles. The marbles that she had are now rolling down the track. Which one's going to win, the red or the blue? I don't know. She is, she's got somebody that, but her new husband's fiance is a good guy. He really likes to go by the name Dick, and I don't enjoy talking to him and addressing his name. He's a cool guy to talk with, and he's got a good head on his shoulders. He's not losing his marbles or anything. He keeps my grandma in line, I guess. I don't know, as much as he can. But it was just weird to go to him and her, my 80th year birthday grandpa and my grandma were married for a long time, but they were divorced before I was born, or after I was born, I'm not sure. And then she met Bill, she met a different guy before that I ate leaves at his house. He had a TV tray with a misting bottle and leaves. Just, I don't know, it's like spinach leaves, and he would just mist these spinach leaves, throw a little salt on it, and be like, here, do you want to eat a leaf? And I ate it, and I felt like Littlefoot on the Land Before Time, just eating a leaf. I don't know. But anyway, she met Bill. She was married to Bill for a very long time, just damn near my entire life. And I've always known him as Grandpa. And she moved into his house, which was her house to me. And we would go over there, and we'd have family functions, and it was just always a really nice time. I ate frozen milk at her house before. She's like, would you like some cereal? And she pulls out skim milk out of the freezer, and she pours it. It's got ice chunks in it, and I'm eating wheat bran. I'm like, do you have anything fucking good, Grandma? This is still disgusting. I always bring up that, and she had a Ford or not a Ford, a Mercury Taurus, whatever the fucking Mercury thing is. And we would drive around listening to fucking early 90s R&B jams and stuff all the time. So, I don't know. She's got a soft spot in my heart. I love her. But she's insane now. She is insane. So it was weird to have both of her ex-husbands at the same party. But everybody invites Bill to things because he had a whole big family. Everybody loved him. And then she broke up with him. And then he thought he was down in the dirt. And I started giving him calls every now and again. And other people give him calls, and they invite him out to do stuff. And they invited him to this birthday party, which was very nice. Poor guy. He never seems drunk, but he's always drinking. No matter what, he's always got a beer, drinking it. And apparently that is what made my grandma not happy to be with him. And he's like, "Shut the fuck up! I'm drinking my beer." She's like, "We're divorced." They got divorced at 75. Well, I don't know. Usually people divorce at 75 for tax implications. Like, what else is going on here? You know, they either divorce or somebody passes away. She's like, "Nope, I'm going to stick with this motherfucker all the way up to the end and then get rid of him." But I think he's actually a little happier. I don't know. Part of what I've heard is that he is the one that said, "Get the fuck out of my house," and he broke up with her. So I don't know, but she's now living with a man in a camper. They go traveling and stuff, but they're very well off. Everybody, all the older people in my family are very well off. So, but yeah, he loves the kids. So I like to every now and again I try to take the kids over there. He has a bunch of really old school games for kids, like games that he used to play when he was a child, just like wooden blocks and weird little trinkets and stuff. So my kids love to go over. They love to play with the toys over there. It's like little puzzles and stuff. At our house, you know, they wouldn't even look at those toys because they have so much other shit all over the place. But I'd go there, me and him sit around, talk, drink beer. He's got a Mustang GT 500 that he bought after they got broke up with. So he bought a bright red convertible Mustang. Oh, I don't know if it's just a GT. I don't think it's a GT 500, but it is like a high quality Mustang, if you will. And it's always in super good shape. Garage kept. He bought it brand new, I think, and it just sits in his garage, and he takes it out on a summer day. And then he's got a bunch of other older cars or whatever. Not a bunch of older cars. He's got like one other car that's older. Just a grandpa-driven car. Super nice. Yep, they all tried to get me to eat cake. I'm like, no. They're like, come on, have a slice of cake. You want a big one, a little one, a side one, a corner one, a middle one? Oh, no, I don't want a piece of cake. I'm like, come on, it's super good. Jesse made it. Sorry, Jesse, but I don't eat cake. Okay? I eat meat. Luckily, they had a barbecue, catered in some barbecue. So they had pulled pork and beef burnt ends. And that was pretty good. Ate me a bunch of that. They're trying to get me to drink a beer. Like, no. Not gonna do that. I'm gonna feel like shit if I drink a beer. And last night I watched a bunch of videos on rebuilding a turbo 350 transmission for a Chevy, because I'm thinking about not doing a full rebuild because it works, everything works on it, but dropping the pan like a normal service on a turbo 350. Also, I don't need the speedometer cable, and I don't need the kickdown cable. But looking at that stuff, it's like, I don't know. It's the kickdown cable. I hope I can plug up that hole, but there's a little rod that's sticking in that hole. Now, in order to get to that rod, you got to take the front pump off that transmit, and once you do that, you're like getting into the weeds. Maybe you're not. Maybe it's not that bad, but it feels like you're getting deep in there, and I don't really want to. I don't know. I would like to drain the transmission fluid into a bucket, filter it, keep it, and then replace the filter, replace the pan gasket, replace maybe the rear tail shaft seal. I guess maybe take the front pump out, but not all the way. Just take it out enough that I can replace the seal or whatever. I don't know. But if it's not leaking, I'm probably not going to fuck with it. But if I could I watched this old school guy. He said, I'm going to build this completely stock turbo 350 for a 500 horsepower application. And there could be 4 or 5 little bearing balls on the inside, on the bottom of the whatever the fuck it's called. And he said, you know what to take if it's got 5, leave these 3. If it's got 4, remove these 2 only. And also the kickdown cable, you want to undo this one bolt and then pull it until it engages the first pump or whatever, and then tie it off, like bend the wire around the bolt and then just leave it there, so it will always it'll stiffen up your second gear shift. Also, the 1-2 shift actuator on the side, you want to remove the spring from that. I don't know. He had a bunch of tips and tricks to do a shift kit basically on a stock turbo 350 without doing a shift kit. And then also you want to go get a 4L60E spring to put into 2-3 shift journal or whatever the fuck, I don't know. And then clean it up a little bit. There's like this little hole on one of these other little actuator things that you want to clean up. I don't know. Looking at those transmissions, even though Turbo 350 is like one of the most simplest transmissions to do, I'm just like, oh no. And I was listening to one guy talk about it. He's like, oh, it's super easy. Just as soon as you take one part out, set it right here and set the new part above it. And just remember what you took in, or what you took off, and when you took it off, and where it goes, and then just take it all apart in one way and put it all back together the same exact way. And I'm like, oh, God damn it. I'm not going to be able to do that. I'm not going to be able to do that. It's not possible for me to do that. Okay? I just want to replace the filter. So if I drain the fluid out of there, which is kind of fucking difficult because there's not a drain plug on the pan. I don't know, just undo the bolts and tilt it up so it'll drain out the back. I don't know. But however much you drained out, you put that much back in, and then just top it off with fresh fluid. But don't put too much, I guess. I don't know. And I just want to replace the filter, or one guy said, don't replace the filter, just take the filter out, clean it up, put it back in there. And then also the pan, I would get a couple of those little rare earth magnets. And I don't know if I'd put them inside the pan or outside the pan. Probably inside the pan. And just make sure they don't go anywhere or whatever. But Because some of those pans don't have a magnet in there, and then so all that sludge on the bottom, technically, every time you get it, heat up the transmission, it could get stirred around and plug up your filter and whatever. Also, the clutch pack, like all the clutches and shit, they're like taking all the clutches out, and I'm just like, I don't understand what's going on. If you're getting off, get in your fucking lane. What the fuck? What the fuck was that, dude? That guy does not know how to get off on a fucking exit. I had to slow down to 60 from 75. I was following him. I was trying to pass him. He wouldn't let me pass. He just kept speeding up. He's in a pickup truck. I'm limited to 75. And he would not let me pass. So I get behind him. And then he, like, slows way down, way before the exit. And then he doesn't even take the fucking exit lane. He's, like, driving in between the exit lane and my lane. And slows all the way down. You motherfucker, I'm right on your ass. So anyways, rebuilding the transmission or just doing a freshen up on it might not even happen. I might just fucking just keep running it the way it is. And if it starts having problems, then I'll look into it. And I'll probably just run to the junkyard and find a turbo 350. Or maybe even a 700 R4. I don't know. It doesn't really matter what it is. Because they'll all bolt up. As long as it came out of a long bed, 4-wheel drive, it should all match up. And even if it doesn't, I can get an adapter and plate or whatever, but I don't want to. But I don't know. I'd probably just replace the transmission. And if I have a replacement transmission sitting there, maybe I'll try to work on that one and take it apart and stuff. But there's just so many bolts and screws and little things and little O-rings and shit all over the fucking place. It's just like, man. And then you got that, like, paper that goes over there. Oh, you're supposed to drill out these, you're supposed to take out those balls and drill those holes out to make them 100 thousandths bigger or something like that. I don't know. Now, my truck isn't going to be a 500 horsepower truck, but I feel like it wouldn't hurt to have a transmission that's freshened up and has all these little tips and tricks done to them later on. Just to have that, a good, nice, freshened up transmission with my engine that I got there. It'll lay down the power a little bit better. I have no idea if mine is a 4-bolt main. My engine, and I have no idea if my transmission's a lockup. He said the only way to really know if it's a lockup is if it's got those 5 bearings inside there. So, I don't know. I don't know if I'll be doing much to that other than plugging the holes from the outside. I really would like to clean the filter and clean the pan, and then put the same, like, filter out the fluid and then put it back in there. Because the detergent content, apparently, if you put in all fresh fluid, it's going to fucking clean it up and you're going to clog it. I don't know. But then I was like, all right, this is too much for me. Let me look at building the 350, not building the 350, but like freshening up the 350. I know I want to do valve covers, which is super easy. You can do that with the engine in there, but I'd like to get the engine pulled out, clean the entire engine, paint it all, possibly do a ported polish intake, just ported. I'm not going to polish it. I mean, maybe port it. Because I can port the carb, I can port the intake, I can port the, where it goes into the heads and all that stuff. I can pull the heads off, but I don't know. I don't think you want to take the heads off unless you're going to send the block in to get planed and the heads to get planed. And if you take the heads off, you're going to want to probably, if you're going through all that much work, you might as well replace the springs and put in roller rockers. And if you're going that far, you might as well throw a cam in the some bitch. And if you're going that far, you might as well re-sleeve it or have it bored out and put new pistons and rings in there. And then you got, your connecting rods and your connecting rod bearings, and then your fucking crank. Polish your crank up. There's just a lot. It's not just one little thing. You want to do it all. So that's why I'm kind of thinking about getting a separate 350 if I can find one ever. I'll grab another 350 if it's cheap for the right price. Maybe it's blown up. I don't want a blown up one, but if it's got a spun bearing or something, that'll be fine. I think you could fix that. Or one that runs. It just, had a lot of miles on it or whatever. Bring it over. It's a 4-bolt main. I'll take it to the machine shop. I'll have it planed and have it turned into a 383 stroker with the cam and roller rockers and head studs. All that good stuff. I think right now I have head bolts. So if I ever do pull the heads off, I'm going to get studs to put in there. ARP head studs. That's apparently the way to go. But then there's all kinds of clearances and stuff that people are always worried about. I'm like, hey, when this 70s truck was just, all these guys out in the 70s, they didn't take all their shit to a machine shop all the time. They just pulled it into their shop or garage or whatever, took it apart, they bored it. I don't know. It seems like everybody just took all their shit to a machine shop. I'm like, did they? Back in the day, guys making hot rods out of fucking bathtubs and shit, were they taking their shit to a machine shop, or were they just doing what they could in their shop? Like, I don't know. But I guess doing a cam isn't a horrible job. Just take the radiator out and the grill out, and you can get to everything. You don't have to take the engine out. But fuck! Missed my turn. Fuck. Whoops-a-daisies. I knew I shouldn't have been talking to you guys. Just kidding. I gotta do a Yui or something. I guess I could take this road, but I believe this road is a fucking difficult road to kind of traverse. So I'm gonna do a Yui up here, go back down, take that turn. So yeah, I don't know. Right at this moment in time, like I've said on every other podcast, all I'm gonna do is get it wired up, get it legalized, and drive it around. Later on, maybe this winter, while things are taking that, I don't know. Maybe I'll drive it through the winter and just see what breaks on it and fix it and replace it or whatever. And then next summer, maybe that's when I'll start taking it apart. I don't know. It would be really nice if I could get another engine, another transmission, another transfer case, spares, and just work on those while I can. It's not that I want to build a big, high horsepower fucking badass machine. It's just I want things. I'm interested in it. It's like I build maps on video games because I like to, and it just seems like this is something I'd like to do. I've put together a couple of 350s in my life. Nothing super complicated though, just putting parts together. But I would really like to get one and make it my baby, and put it together and then make sure everything is nice, new, clean, polished, ready to go. And This engine and transmission and transfer case is just going to be the one I have in it until something fails. And once something fails, I'll just replace it all. And if I replace all that, then that's when I'll probably look around for a cab. I mean, I could look around for a cab at any point in time. Probably start looking around for a cab. Yeah, I'm always looking. If I find a cab, somebody's like, "Oh, give me $50 for the cab." Oh, let me call my wife. Just kidding. I'd just be like, "Here's $50. I have no way to get this home. Boss, can I borrow a pickup?" Okay, night transportation. I got behind you thinking that my exit was coming up, and it is coming up, but you're going so slow. I mean, you're probably limited to 70 or 65 anyways, so it's probably my fault for getting behind you. You gotta get up here, exit 99, turn around, take it down, and exit. What would that exit be? 9 to 6? It says I could go this way also, but I don't know. I don't know about all that. Because going this way, I've been on that road before, and it seemed I was like, I shouldn't be here in a truck. So I don't think I want to go that way. But maybe I will. I don't know. I'll look at it once I get over here. It just seems like it's a windy road that goes up into the woods, and I don't really like that. The other way seemed more of a more official way to get around. They both lead to the same place. This is just a little bit further out. Windy road, and then there's a straight road, and then it wants me to do a fucking corkscrew turn. Take that up into Fairfax. I don't know. I'm just gonna do a Yui. Who gives a fuck? Oh, man. I'm going to go ahead and end it here. I think this is a good place to end it. Really don't have much else going on right now. So, keep all 18 down, and I'll talk to y'all later. Adios.